Hi everyone, it's Marissa and Priya here from Rise High, and today we're bringing you an example of a customer that we've helped recently. One of the things that we love to do at Rise High is help people to build wealth through property investment. But as a first-time property investor, it can be a little bit scary, and there's lots of things to get your head around, and one of those things in particular is cash flow on buying the right property. So I'm asked Priya to come along and speak to us today about someone that she's recently helped and how she's managed to help them.
Excellent. So I've had a mum and dad investor who are like first time investors, have a few children that they still, sending to school, and we had to kind of identify the right type of property to help them with making sure that they had enough funds to pay the mortgage, pay the property agent, and make sure that they had a little bit of surplus and cover all their costs such as council rates, etc. So
really having a really solid understanding of cash flow is really important for these clients.
Absolutely. And doing the calculations, time and time again with different properties that they found, and we eventually found that a semi-detached type property would help them because there's two rental incomes coming in, and the cash flow was pretty positive, and that would kind of leave them without being too worried or stressed, and say one property was rented and the other one wasn't, they still had a bit of cash flow coming through.
So just talk me through what sort of support you were able to offer them from the time they came to see you, saying that their goal was to buy their first investment property and they wanted to build an investment portfolio. How were you able to support them through that journey of ultimately identifying the right investment property for them?
Yeah, so basically first thing we do here, like obviously we sit down and go through their requirement and objectives for their long-term future, and then see what they had in their equity position, how much deposit they could put down, went through all the numbers with them, and also worked out a few scenarios and structures so that they could manage their loans properly as well. So that was a bit of more of an intricate process, which not everyone knows about. So that's what we sort of set out for them, and make sure that they're comfortable with what they're going into and not like scared or worried that they're not going to make ends meet, for example. So
and I mean, as a first time investor, it's really hard to know if you're looking for the right type of property. As they found different properties, how were you able to support them in terms of deciding whether the property was the right one for them to achieve their particular goals?
So each time they would, they'd send me a property that they're interested in, like a link, and I would just send them firstly a property profile so they could see what sort of area, recent sales in the area, and how much rent they could potentially get from there. And then each time they did come through with a property, we would do the numbers and calculations, and we'd say, okay, this is how much rent you'll get monthly, this is your outgoings, this is your rent, your mortgage, and how much you're going to be left with.
And that's such a helpful exercise, because what's really important as an investor is buying the right property type to match your circumstances and your goals and objectives. Exactly. People always ask us, what property should I buy? Well, it actually is very personal in terms of what they're trying to achieve and what their situation is. So in this situation, it sounds like you were able to work with the clients to find a solution where they could have a really positive cash flow property, or a property that wasn't going to be a burden on their cash flow at least. And help them to feel comfortable in their first property.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what the clients expressed when they came to see me. And, that's when we sit down and do their requirements. And one of it was that they had a positive cash flow and that they went out of pocket from their own salary, so that they could spend that purely on their family and the expenses.
So what's the next step for these clients? Are they looking to continue growing?
Yeah, absolutely. So look, we established that they've got plenty of equity, but we would just do it like step by step, where they've, first got their first property now. So in, say, another 12 months time, we'd probably reassess everything, look at the structure, and see how they could invest on the next one.
That's fantastic. Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Excellent.
We'd love to help you find the right property to meet your requirements and help you with your cash flow calculations. So if you're wanting to grow your investment portfolio or get into investing, we're definitely the team to help you. So call us today. Thank you so much. Bye.